Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy, Earthrise, Astro Train, or Siege Astro Train. I don't believe there's a difference between which release you got. I think one of them was just because Astro Train was a later Siege figure and they wanted to move him over. So he was, I believe, the Wave 1 of Earthrise. Anyway, just to show the box, just for maybe a little bit of nostalgia. It's already been 6 years almost, which is insane since we've had these, and I really do remember a lot of these. I love these boxes. Not as much this box. I don't remember as much of Earthrise because of how little it showed up in my area, but, you know, I still like the box nonetheless. I like the blue and everything on it. But this is Astro Train, and this guy's been stirring up a little bit of controversy lately. That's why I'm reviewing him. This is the Siege, or Earthrise variation. Recently, Studio Series 86 Astro Train was announced, and quite honestly, God, it looks shit. It just doesn't look good. It really doesn't. Everybody pretty well agrees on it. He looks too skinny, has a massive backpack. He just does not look like a good figure. Then there's the whole chest thing that's going on and doesn't look great. You fold up the fins, but then it leaves a giant gap in the abdomen area, and it's not good. It really doesn't look good. The alt mode, like the train mode, looks excellent, but the robot and shuttle, they just don't look good. They really don't. But this guy, yeah, he's pretty solid as far as he goes. Yes, he's stylized. Yes, it has Siege schmutz all over him. Look at that. Look at all that stuff down here on his shins and feet. Wish it wasn't there, but what are you going to do? His coloration's a little odd. I don't know if he actually yellowed over time, because a lot of the figures from that era have plastic that didn't age great. I don't know what happened in that first little bit of 2020, but man, those figures are yellowing like crazy. My Tigatron, my Cyclonus, all out of the daylight, by the way, they all turned yellow. Like, it just happened. My G-Axis turned green. They're not being shown to the sun. It's just something that happens with that era, I guess. They've since changed it seems, but yeah, it's a little iffy. As far as the overall design goes, it's Astro Train, just with a bit of greebling going on. Yeah, the Siege guys have a lot of greebling. It might stick out on your shelf. I don't mind it. It's a bit of a different take, but he still looks G1 enough. And by God, does he look better than that other one. It's not even a contest, really, in my opinion. This guy has a good profile. He's not bulky. Well, he is bulky, but he's not like massive backpack coming out the back and then just super skinny robot guy. He doesn't have that. What he does have, however, is loose hips. Out of the box, super noticeable, which was a shame. I'm not going to do anything about it, obviously. It's fine. It's whatever. He's going to stand on a shelf. He can stand up perfectly well and good, so there's not really much of an issue with that. Plus, there'll probably be someone behind him to hold him up a little bit, so it's all right. But detailing is nice. He only has a bit of purple on the arm, which is a shame. His legs, like I said, they have the battle damage on it. This little part here from the shuttle mode looks good. The chest, very unpainted, except for the bit on his belly there. That's about it. Maybe a little bit, but I think it is accurate. The purple up here is good, and of course he has his yellow stripe on his helmet, which is a very generic-looking helmet, but that's okay. His wings are nice. They are kind of posable, though if you do move them around, you're going to notice the little parts back here from the train, the little wheels, do move around a little bit. He does have the thrusters on the back, which kind of necessary in my opinion. I really like that when they do that, so good to have them there. As far as he goes, he does only come with a couple of accessories, but he's a Siege leader, so he's actually not big. You could probably tell by looking at him, he's only a Voyager. He isn't massive. And that, of course, was controversial at the time, but look how we go now, and now everyone wants this one. I bought him early. I had to. I wasn't letting him go up in price. I really wasn't letting it happen. So I got him for like $100 and just call it a day. He comes with these two guns here, which are a minigun-esque one and a just typical blaster, which can be combined into this big thing for reasons, I guess. But this is the minigun. He also comes with a trailer, kind of. It's a very small trailer, but it's there. It opens up a little bit, and there is some other weaponry inside. We have a pair of these twin guns here. Well, they're not exactly the same, mind you, but they are very, very nice. I do like these a lot, and they store really easily on the side panels of this little trailer mode. He also has a little rocket pod in there that you can unequip and put somewhere. Just gotta get it out. There it is. So that's cool. This little thing works a little bit better in his other forms, though for his robot form, it does give him some platform shoes if you want to give him a little bit of height, because obviously some people are going to want that. He's not super tall. Astro Train's usually a big guy. He's usually one of the bigger Decepticons, so it's a little strange to see him be this small, and, well, yeah, this doesn't help. He just is wearing platform shoes. Now his arms look tiny. So it's not a massive help, but it's there if you want it. It's not something I'm ever really going to use. I like the trailer to have it. It's nice to have. It's a nice little thing. But again, it was kind of one of those things where the triple changers all ended up being leader classes for a bit there, and that's kind of what happened. Except for Springer. Springer was like the only one who wasn't. It's to this day, I think he's still the only one who wasn't. But this little trailer thing just folds up like that, and, of course, if you want, you can store the extra 2 guns that he can hold on him, obviously, that I just had him holding. Just like that, bada bing, bada boom, in the trailer. That's it. Why is there treads on both sides? I couldn't tell you, but there is. It's certainly a little block. Anyway, that concludes that part of it. So let's get into the articulation, which is all right. He has a ball joint in the head, forward and back. Back is there because the wings move. Take notes, SS86 Seeker mold. That's my only complaint with that figure, is that the wings don't move, by the way. Double jointed elbow, no wrist swivel. He does have a waist joint, forward and back, outward swivel at the thigh, if you can get it. The thigh joint seems tighter than the hips, of course. Knee joint, which doesn't go exactly 90, but it's pretty close. And, of course, he has an ankle tilt. So, pretty generic stuff, nothing too crazy in there. I mean, you're not getting, like, crazy good articulation. But, again, this guy does have to pull 2 alt forms off, so that's something. Anyway, speaking of that, let's get into that. We're going to start out with his train mode, or shuttle mode. It actually really doesn't matter. We'll do one of them. Probably the shuttle mode first, because it's a little bit easier to get to right out the gate. So the first thing we're going to do is fold up these parts here, like so. What you're then going to do is take his arms, rotate them around, fold in his fists here. And when you rotate them around, there is a tab right here on the shoulder. This tab is going to be where the arms go. You just have to get them on there properly, like so. And there we go. And then once you got them on there like that, you can fold these up and put them over his head just like that. Once that's done, fold out the back, in which you can start trying to tap that in. Take the thruster unit here, fold that up onto the arms, and that'll basically start holding everything in place back here. Make sure the wings are folded down if you're going to shuttle form. Next, you're going to come to these little side panels on the torso, which are pretty hard to see. You're then going to fold these out like so. Now, you can clip this in. I don't do it, though, because it's usually a step I forget about, and it's very minor. It's not major. It also makes it easier to flip between the 2 modes while you're in one of the other modes. So it's not something that's major overall to the transformation or anything. For the feet, you're just going to unclip them. And they're going to come around back here, and then you're just going to line up that peg with some holes on the feet. And then you're going to come here and move these sections back like so. And you're going to get his shuttle mode, which is, it's fine. It's the worst mode, in my opinion. It's just so weird back here. Like, this seems a little too chunky, and this seems a little too thin. Like, it's fine. I don't have a major beef with it or anything. It still doesn't look bad, mind you. It's not as good as the new Blastoff from Age of the Primes, but, I mean, it's still not a bad-looking shuttle mode. And if we bring this little thing back in here, it does technically go with the shuttle mode, but you have to remove some parts I have installed here to do so. So removing those guns, folding that down like that. It just clips on. You can put it on the ground and then take the shuttle and add it on there as a little launch pad if you want. It's very minor, something that's not really important. It's nice, though, because that box is mostly there for, obviously, the other alt form and not really the shuttle form. The shuttle form, while nice, yeah, I mean, it's not the best form this guy has. In my opinion, they're definitely better than that one. It's a completely good alt form, mind you. It's a completely nice, well and good form, but not the best in the world. The train, also not the greatest in the world. So let's get to that transformation here. So to transform that, it's pretty simple. You're going to first come up to the front here, fold these things around and over. Come to this part here with the fin, fold it up, and then basically turn it back into the torso form. You're then going to take these wings, you're going to fold them in, and then the little tips of the wings are going to fold over some little tabs there, which are very hard to see, but they are there. Now, before we do this, actually, there is something we got to do, which is unpeg the legs, because there is a part inside that you have to fold out, which is a bit of a shame, because otherwise it'd be a pretty easy transformation. You wouldn't have to take the legs apart or anything like that. But unfortunately, you do got to take them apart just for that small little step I did there, which it is something kind of needed for the train mode, so I'll give it that, but I just wish it could have been handled a little better. Once that's flipped out, though, you can go ahead and put the legs back like so. Just got to make sure everything's lined up correctly. Sometimes it isn't aligned right, and it'll cause a little bit of a bulge to happen. As you can see, there's a little tab there that's not going over, and that's causing the issue. Anyway, once that's done, you can take the little part at the back there that spins on the wing, and it is easier if you just do this, I will admit. And there we have that. Make sure that the front wheels are down as far as they can go, and you get his train form, which is nice. I actually really like it. Like, I like the train a lot, actually. It's pretty nice, pretty cohesive. It's probably, it's his main alt form I think they were going for. There's not really any issues with it. The front end's a little tiny, like the front of it's a little tiny. That's my big issue. But again, that's so they can do the whole flip-madoo thing. I don't hate it. Yes, this could be a little bit bigger up front, but I'm kind of alright with it, honestly. And especially because there's the add-on for the train, which I mentioned. This is more of a train part than a shuttle part. That whole shuttle thing they did, that was 100% more just a little throw-in because of what this truly does. Because it's meant for the train mode. You just plug it into the thrusters again. We got to line up the ports. And you get a little car behind it. A little coal thingy, whatever it was called, I can't remember. And it just pegs in. It's nice, it's easy. It's not really offensive in any way. It's just a nice little thing to have. And of course, it's basically just him towing around a crate of weapons. Which, yeah, that makes some sense, honestly, that there'd just be a crate of weapons around somewhere. So ultimately, it's not bad, and I do like this train mode. I like all the little bits of silver detailing in it. It just looks really nice. I like it a lot. It's probably his second best form, and that's pretty easy, honestly. But that is it for the train form, so let's just get to my final thoughts here on Astro Train. as far as he goes, I like this one. Now, this guy is going to skyrocket. I do feel like it's going to happen. Because unlike a lot of the other figures, when I get the new one released, they're all going to drop and everything because the other one looks better. This was one of the most universally hated drops, I think, that they've had for Transformers ever. Like, I can't remember this many of a bad... Like, this is a bad reaction. This many bad reactions is insane to me. Because it's typically like, oh, there's one figure in there nobody likes. Not most of them. The figures everybody wants out of this wave are the repainted Seeker mold because it's Skywarp. And then, of course, the Granix, is that his name? I don't know his name. It has been absolutely ages since I've watched the original 86 Transformers movie. I cannot lie to you. It's been a while. But that guy, Granix, something like that. He's in there. He's a fully original mold. And yeah, people are more hyped for him than the big name characters because Wheeljack and Sunstreaker are just the Earthrise figures re-released again after they just both got re-released. I kid you not. Both of them just got re-released semi-recently, and then they were both in that 2-pack, which I already own. So guess who does not care about those? I literally care about one figure in this upcoming wave. And that is Skywarp. That is it. He's the only one I want. Because Astro Train, as soon as I seen him, he didn't cut it. He really didn't, as he did for most people. This one is better. This is the one I'd recommend. Yes, he might be a little bit more expensive now than he was a couple years ago. But still, he's not that much above retail at the moment. I paid 100 and some for him, which he would have been 88 at my price. Like, that's how much leaders are, and that's pretty much how much they've been since then. He might have been a little bit cheaper, but ultimately speaking, I think it's perfectly well and good, because they're not going to re-release him. There's no way they re-release him, right? Because they're making a new one. And this one's just better. He really is. I waited so long to get an Astro Train for no apparent reason, mostly because I seen that leak that they were going to do another one, so I was like, oh, they're going to re-release it or something. They're going to make a better one. They made a worse one. This guy never got re-released, so the you missed it tax applies here. But he is a great figure. Could not recommend him enough. He's a good... I'm going to give him a nice 3 out of 5, though. Mainly because this could just be my copy. Loose hips do suck. While the shuttle mode's not the worst, it's not the best either. And, you know, honestly, I don't like his siege marks. They're, like, really egregious. If they were a little bit less... Like, on the feet, I'm good with, but the whole shins, really? And, like, I feel it on there, weirdly enough. Like, it's... But, nonetheless, still perfectly well and good. Will recommend him, especially if you can get him at a good price. But this is all I have to say about Transformers Earthrise Astro Train. It's been Delete signing out.